So, very good morning to all of you. I know that maybe some of you or many of you have just joined. I mean, you may not be so willing to join, but still you have joined. That is a good thing. So, I will not, I will try to keep this session as an interactive session. I will not try to, uh, just bombard you with certain things and go on speaking like that. So, it is going to be a very, you can say, a very quick session, just an overview of things. You may be already knowing some of the things, but you may not be thinking in that particular direction. So I just want to, it would be like a discussion which would be there. So please, I request that since you have joined now, uh, it would be really helpful for me if you would, we could make this session an interactive session. So there are only 10 people, so not a problem at all. uh, so is it fine? Is it okay? I need some response from you people. Thank you, Nigel. Fine. So now, can you tell me? So the topic for the session today is innovation and entrepreneurship. So, what do you feel? What are your expectation about this session, or basically, what you feel you will be knowing from this particular session? Anyone? Srihari? Fine. So let me start first with the, and then maybe you can talk about. So today's session is giving you an overview of what is innovation and entrepreneurship. Hope my screen is visible, right? So objectives of this session is just to give you an idea about what is innovation, what are the different types of innovation, and understanding the difference between innovation and invention, and how do you develop a innovative mindset, and what is entrepreneurship. So basically just certain stories of some people who have been uh, able to become entrepreneurs, how they became entrepreneurs, journey of two such entrepreneurs, that also we will be discussing. So let me ask you a question. So all of you know what is innovation, is it? And why innovation? Why do I need innovation? What is the reason? Now let me ask you one question. You can answer. How many of you have recently, or when was the last time you watched a movie on a TV channel? Anyone? When was the last time you watched a movie on a TV channel? Many years back, yeah. So Nigel is saying many years back. What about others? Natasha? So basically, I also don't remember when was the last time I saw TV. I mean, I saw a movie on a TV channel. Okay, so you don't watch movies so often, but yes, but on the TV channel, I really don't feel that, I think it's many years that we have watched any movie on a TV channel. Then when was the last time you actually listened to songs on YouTube? Anyone? When was the last time you listened to songs on YouTube? Yesterday. Okay, so yeah, so that is still, we are listening to songs on YouTube. So YouTube was initially today itself. Okay, so today itself. So maybe you're not using any other uh, apps for listening to music, but nowadays for listening to music also the usage of YouTube has reduced a lot, but still it is prevalent. So what I'm trying to say, okay, next thing, when was the last time you played chess on the chessboard? A week back. Okay. 2 years back. Year ago. Right. So uh, what I'm trying to say is that, see, what how much is the cap, you know uh, now all the games are available online, so maybe people play chess online, they may be playing it every day, but playing on the board, it has reduced a lot. So why innovation? So that is the first, uh, you can say, point which is given, that is reducing product cycle. What is happening is, every day or every month, a new product is coming into market, and it is taking over. Some are taking over, some are not taking over, they are not able to capture the market. So what how do I stay in this particular competition? Then increasing expectations. So earlier, maybe many years ago, it was there was a notion in the mind that if I want a good quality product, I have to pay more for it, right? But now it is not like that. Now it's like you will get a good product, but you will get it in the minimum price also, right? So nowadays that Amazon sale is going on, so you are getting lot of offers. So it is not that you are getting good things at very large cost. Then uncertainty is there. Uncertainty, we have already seen that because of any pandemic or any natural calamity, we don't know what is going to happen in the next day. So these all things, so with so many things happening, how does a particular business or a product or a process stay in the market? So innovation is the only possible solution. Then the last point is global impact. So what do you mean by global impact? Anyone? What When I say global impact, what it is? See, many of you or some of you may be having Apple iPhones. So Apple is a company based in US, but where does it manufacture its products? The products are manufactured in China, and it distributes that Apple phone all across the globe. So if any problem happens in China, you can just imagine what will be the impact. So already we have seen what is the impact, how everyone is going to suffer. So all these, what you can say, conditions or points, indicate that we have to go. Innovation is the only possible solution which is there in order to be keeping in pace with the market. So what is innovation? Any one of you? So basically, what is innovation? So I'm showing you certain images over here. Can you tell me what it is showing, what it is depicting? Anyone? Cooler for the noodles, right? So something innovative. We have seen for eating the noodles, we may use fork, or we may use such kind of a tool. But having a cooler with it so that it could cool the noodles as we eat. So this is something new or something innovative, right? What you see, the first image, can you make out what it is? The first image. Yeah, chess for six player. So chess for six player, it was who was a person, do you know, who has made this or invented this six player chess game? So there was a boy, Indian student only. When he was at the age of 9, he actually invented this chess. Okay, and his name was Hrideshwar Singh Bhatti. So he was born in 2002. That time he had made this chessboard. So these are certain innovative, you can say, products which are there. But could I call it a innovation? Now you can see one more image. What it is depicting. So it is showing an umbrella, right? But this umbrella is different from the normal umbrella which we use. So it is trying to cover the whole body. Similarly, you can see this fork which we use, but it is coming with a bottle opener. So something new. So that is innovation, something new, right? A new thing or a new idea, that is innovation. But uh, is it innovation? Is it correct to call it innovation, or it is an invention? So that difference we should know. So as I told you, innovation is something to create or devise something new, a new idea or a new method. But more specifically, I could say innovation has three I's. One is idea, second is implementation, and fourth is impact. So when an idea is implemented to create an impact, that becomes an innovation. So, what is an invention? Invention, I could say, is only idea plus implementation. So, you have an idea, you have implemented it, maybe it is only there till the experimental stage or it is there in the lab, but it has not created an impact. For example, as I always say, you do projects, right? You have mini projects, you have final year projects, you have so many project competitions, you keep on doing projects, but your projects just remain in the report. Okay, they are not available for you can made available for use for different people. It is not available, it just sticks to the report, you submit it and it has gone. Maybe you had a very good idea, okay, you made a good project which could have been, which would have created an impact, but it was not able to do because you had just made it as a project and you kept it in the report, and that's it. So it is lying somewhere in the form of a report. So when this would have created an impact, it would have become an innovation. So what do you mean by impact? Now impact could be, for any profitable organization, impact would be counted in terms of profit it is making. But in case of a non-profit organization, for example, a college, so how do you count or see the impact in a college? So what is the point of, now the question comes, we are taking sessions for you, so maybe there are 14 such sessions on innovation. Okay, so what is the point if you benefit from these sessions and you come out with a product or a process or something, a new idea only, which you are able to make an impact, so the college gets the benefit from that case. Okay, so the maybe the students who are getting placements, they are going to get placements with very high packages, so that would be the impact. If it is a hospital, how many people are coming in that hospital? So that is how it is going to create an impact. Now let me ask you one question. All of us are using, how many of you are using WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube? All of us, I think most of us are using that, right? So do we pay for it? Anyone? No, we are not paying for it, right? But then still those companies are able to make so much of profit. What is the reason for that? What do you feel? What is the reason for that? Sell data. So they are able to sell data. I mean, the thing is sell data, but see, there are so many people who want to sell data. There are so many companies, but still, why these are making profit? Because every time they are adding something new, which is not there, which is adding into the user experience. And that is why, even though we are not paying anything for any of the services which are there, still the companies are making profit. So that means every time they come up with something new, some new idea, some innovative idea, because of which the people like and they start using. and then of course they are getting their minting money from the ads which are there. So this is how they are able to create an impact. So these are the three ideas of three eyes of innovation. So I just want to, I hope it is clear the difference between invention and innovation. So invention is idea plus implementation. You have an idea, maybe you have made a project, that's it, right? It was something new, you have made it, but it is not able to create an impact. Something which you have experimented in the lab, okay, something new you have made in the lab, but you are not able to add that impact to it. So that is the difference between invention and innovation. Now, types of innovation. Let us talk about the types of innovation. Now, do you know, just randomly I'm asking this, the rupee sign which we are using now, that rupee sign was given by whom? Anyone? The rupee sign which is there, it was given by whom? You have any idea? So actually, there is a person named Udaya Kumar, D. Udaya Kumar. He is an architect turned designer from Tamil Nadu. Okay, so he actually made this rupee design, and he actually came into fame in 2010 when RBI accepted this flavor. Okay, so this is something which is an innovation. Okay, he came up with a symbol, or you can say a symbol which is basically, it has an international flavor, and it has a distinctive Indian flavor in it. That is why it was accepted by the RBI, and now it is used worldwide as a symbol for rupee. Now let us see the types of innovation. So innovation is not that it is only a product, right? Innovation could be a process also. So when I say a process, for example, any process like in banks, okay, nowadays in bank they how the banking system was there, many years back. It was all manual. So slowly it is getting automated. So now it is so much automated that I can access my account using my it uses iris recognition. So then only I'll be able to log in. It sends me a OTP whenever I want to log in. So all these processes are also innovations, okay, which have made everyone's life easier. So that innovation could be a process, then innovation could be a product, right? So when I say a product, for example, all of you must be riding scooty and bikes, right? So TVS Motor, they launched a new motorcycle, a gearless jive or a hybrid scooter Streak, which was launched by TVS Motor. So that is a product innovation which is there. Similarly, State Bank of India or any other bank, they come up with some prepaid gift card, they come up with a new card. All these are product innovations. And then customer experience. So customer experience, how innovation, customer adding customer experience also could be an innovation. For example, all of you know there are courier services. So earlier, what was the function of courier services? Only to send the items from one place to another. But now we are able to track where my courier is going, where it has reached, what time it will reach, what day it will reach. So it is adding into the customer experience. So that is also an innovation. Then business model. So what is business model? All of you must be watching. I don't know if you are cricket fans. You must be watching IPL. So IPL is example of a business model. Cricket is being played in India for a long time. Okay, but Now, when IPL came into being, it gave a new business model. Of course, in outside country we have such Premier Leagues, but in India we did not have. So this is example of a business model which is uh, a type of innovation. So it is not always that only a product could be a innovation. Any process which will ease, anyone's function, any customer experience which I add, any business model, any of these can come as types of innovation. Now, categories of innovation. So there are categories of innovation. So I will just mention this, and then there will be images. You can tell me which comes in which category. So incremental innovation. So what is incremental innovation? There is continuous improvement in the existing product, so that they provide a better value to the existing product. Architecture innovation is something where you change or modify the architecture of a product, okay, so that it looks more what you can say, catchy, people like it. What is disruptive innovation? Disruptive innovation is that when you have new technologies, products, you have an existing market, but you go on making changes, come up with new technology, new products. That is disruptive. And what is radical innovation? Radical innovation is when you come up with something very new and it replaces the old technology which was there, completely replaces the old technology which was being used. So that is radical innovation. Now there are certain images which are shown to you. So you just classify or tell me which comes under which type of innovation, which would come under Netflix. What do you think? What is Netflix all about? I'm sure you all, must be watching movies on Netflix. So what is Netflix? Is it an innovation? Anyone? Yes. So which type of innovation it is? Vaishnavi? Which category will it fall? What do you think? Very nice. Austin has replied radical. Very good. So radical innovation, because it has completely, what you can say, changed the way in which we used to watch, movies or any series. It has completely replaced. So nowadays, what is happening is people are not using cable, TV, or they are not watching anything with this basic cable connection which we have now. It has completely disrupted those market, and it is available. So that is Netflix. Then the third image which you see, the mobile phones. Okay, so mobile phones have there are so many variations in the mobile category. So basically, starting from the phones, if you see the landline phones, right? The landline phones were there. Then there were certain changes which were made in those design. Now you have mobile phones. So mobile phones are, like, you can say, so phones have been there a long time. Okay, but every time a new model or a new technology is coming up, so this could come in your disruptive uh, kind of innovation. Then the first image which you see, maybe the boys will be more familiar with this kind of. Maybe you may not have used the earlier version, so I've mentioned the years also. But what do you think? What it is showing? Which type of innovation? The first image, incremental. Very nice, because maybe your parents, or actually my parents, they, when they were using specifically my father, when he was using the razor, it used to come with the blade, so they had to remove that blade. If they have to put that blade, every time they have to see that you know uh, they check that the blade is there or not. So that was a problem. So every time you want to shave, you have to put in a new blade. Then next time again, you have to put in a new blade. So it was taking a lot of time, and it was not giving that feel also. So improvement were made in that particular design. So now we have, a design where you don't have to change any blade, nothing. So it has a very good, it gives you a very good experience also, and there is no need of changing any blades, or and it goes on and on for a long time. So you have some ad also on it, that you can get so many shaves done, and so fast it happens. So this is example of your incremental innovation. And the watches which you see, of course, they are architectural innovation, where they are changing the design so that more things could be incorporated. It gives a very classy look. So these are certain, you can say, categories of innovation. So the thing is that innovation could be an idea, it could be a product, it could be a process, it could be uh, any business model, which is basically going to create an impact. So that is all about innovation. Now, so we have talked a lot about this innovation. Now, what could be the sources of innovation? Any one of you, can you tell me what could be the sources of innovation? Anyone? So I've written just 3 points: feel the pain, sense the wave, and see the waste. So what could be, the sources for innovation? One is feel the pain, inspiration. Okay. So inspiration, yes. One is inspiration, observation, very nice. Observation, new knowledge, very nice. So observation fits into which point which I have written? Austin, can you just map it to the point where which I have written? And new knowledge. Nigel, you can also map it to a point which I have written. Sense the wave. So sense the wave is mm, uh, okay. So it is fine. You have, it is your third. See the wave. You are answering for uh, Austin or yourself, Nigel? Myself. Okay. See the wave. ठीक है. So according to me, you have just swapped anyway, because this is the way I have written. So feel the pain and sense the wave. Yes. So Austin said that observation. So this you can do by observation. So feel the pain and sense the wave, both fit into this. And see the waste. So new knowledge, okay, some fits, you can fit into it. So what I'm trying to say is feel the pain means, when I look around, so when I observe in my office, at my home, at my workplace, in my college, if I can see that, there is some kind of what you can say, problems which someone is facing, if I could ease those problems by making something for them. So if it is possible, that could give me a source of innovation. For example, people have developed, or one person has developed for farmers. So farmers, they have to carry the, for watering and for this pesticides and all, they have to carry the container on their shoulders, and they have to move around the field for so long, and they have to spray it. So maybe I devise a particular machine for that, which is helpful, so that the farmer doesn't have to stay a long time in the field. Sense the wave I was talking about is, yes, see the different technologies. So as Nigel said, new knowledge. So what are the emerging technologies which are there, which I could use to solve certain kind of problems? So that was sense the wave. And see the wave. See the wave means a lot of waste is lying all around. The waste could be in the form of wet waste, dry waste, electronic waste. So many things are there. So what I can think of, can I provide a solution for that? Do I have something, do I have an idea for it? So can I go about it? So this could be the sources of innovation. And of course, someone said inspiration. Yes. So inspiration is also a very important maybe I get inspired. So that is why I'm going to tell you two stories of, two inspirational people who have actually who are inspiration of many people. But it is, we should not be, we should be inspired, but we should, go and work in, get inspired and do something. That is an important message which I want to give. So these are the sources of innovation. Now let us talk about entrepreneurs. Okay, before this, I would like to show you one video. So, okay, maybe I will show that video at the end. So you will be able to tell me something about that. So let us talk about entrepreneurs. Okay, tell me one thing. Out of this 10 people or 11 people who are there, how many of you have, at least maybe some, in some moment of time you must have felt that, I should be a entrepreneur, or I should have a business or a startup. Anyone had that feeling? Or maybe sometime, you must have, it came into your mind, or it always comes into mind that I should start something, I should have something of my own. Anyone? Do any one of you have a feeling like this? Always. Okay. So that's really great, Legal, that you always have such type of feeling. Sherian has also that feeling. Okay. Nice. That is really great. So if you have, so let us see what an entrepreneur should have, or what an entrepreneur is, so that I'm not going into the dictionary meaning. Dictionary meaning is, it comes from a, French word, this, that's the meaning that you can see. So basically a person who is able to organize, manage, and assume the risk of business or enterprise. So that is an entrepreneur. So now, what qualities do I have, should I have to become an entrepreneur, right? Or what entrepreneurial skills I should have, or what is this entrepreneurship all about? So basically, as I said, identifying the unmet pain in a group of people or entities, right? Or you find or innovate, give a suitable solution for a particular problem in the form of a service or product, right? And for this, you form a balanced team, you arrange for the funds, you put in place the required infrastructure, then manage all the business processes, and of course, you assume all the risk. That is very important. So if you have this in you, then there are chances that, you will become an entrepreneur. Of course, it is not going to happen that I will have everything in me. Okay, it is not like that. Once I start, once I have something in my mind, I have an idea, I start with, people start getting added to it. So always think in that. But see, everyone doesn't get everything, ready made. That yes, this is the thing, and you are the boss, and now you start. That never happens. That is not the case. Okay, only it is the case in certain people who are already into that business and they get it, from their forefathers, like that. But still, see, you may get something from your, it may be a hereditary, you may get something from your forefathers, but if you are not innovative, if you don't have, you are not able to add something new, you will also not survive. So that is the question. So always, try to solve certain, it may be very small thing, but still it will be beneficial for others. So now I would like to tell you two of these stories. So can you identify the two images which are there? Can you identify these two people who are shown here? You should be able to identify the first person at least. Yeah. So he's Mr. Dhirubai Ambani, right? That is the first person. And the second person, okay, let us talk about Mr. Dhirubai Ambani. So do you know who was Mr. Dhirubai Ambani? Do you know his story? So basically, he was born in a very, maybe now if I, maybe you may be knowing or many of you may not be knowing. So let me just give a quick recap of his story and I'm done, right? So this is, don't worry, after this, I don't have anything more. So I'll be just showing you a video and then we'll be uh, finishing the session. So now Dhirubai Ambani was born in a very poor family, okay, in Gujarat, and his father was a school teacher. So obviously they had financial problems, difficulty. So basically he used to study in the school, and he was highly intelligent. But since he had a lot of issues in the family, financial difficulties, so he used to, during weekends, he used to sell oil, or he used to make, bhajia, and he used to sell at the market. So in order to, see to it that he is able to study. But then what happened, his father's health started deteriorating, and because of this, his father was not keeping well. So his father said that it would be really difficult for you to study. I mean, I'm not in a position. So he sent him to, so he took drop from the school, and then he moved to uh, Yemen. Okay, there he started working as a petrol pump attendant, right? So then he joined a company, French company at Adan. But see, he was someone who always was, so basically Adan is what, Adan is an international port. Okay, and that time it was used as a linkage between the east and the west. So most of the ships would be harboring there, and then they would, deboard most of the commodities that has to be that has come to the eastern part of the world, and then it will be shipped again in another ship. So basically the whole of refineries, petroleum, petrochemicals, they were all centered around Adan. So he had joined as a petrol pump assistant in the beginning, but he always had, what you can say, inclination towards learning things. And he was also basically, he liked to sell or do marketing, all these things. May He was interested to know how the export import worked. So what he did, there he was doing the work as petrol pump attendant, and there he started learning also. He was started studying, how this trading business happens. And he also gave free lectures to the Gujarati community which was present over there. So during the lunch hours, he used to, you can say, engage in commodity trading. And during weekends, he used to learn English also. So so after few years, when oil refinery was set up in Adan, he was promoted to a manager of a new filling station. So he became the manager. Now after this, he had an ambition to find petrol in India and set up a refinery. So with this vision, he came back to India with this vision. Now but the problem is, he had a vision, he wanted to set up a refinery in India. But what is the problem? What do you think would be the problem he would have faced when he came back? Anyone? So money was the issue, right? He did not have the money to start. So from where he would start? So he actually looked for some startup opportunity. So with this, he actually started with Reliance Commercial as a spice trader. So he had a small office where there was only one table and two chairs, and there was a telephone which he shared with the neighboring shop. So he started with this business of spice. Okay, and then he did a lot of research, and he saw that, people in India, they were more focused on getting only profits, but they were not taking into consideration the quality and the delivery schedule. So he make it a point that his quality would be, the quality given would be best, and it would be delivered at the correct time. So now he started building customers because the customer valued the quality. So with this, he, you can say, enhanced his business. And he had one mantra that loss is mine and profit I share. So whatever is a loss, it would be mine, and the profit I would share with all my partners, whoever is sponsoring me, all those things. So after this, he started with the you can say yarn business, and then he started with import export, and slowly now what is how. So he exported rayon to contacts in Adan at a loss also, but still he was able to form what you can say a circle of people who were having confidence in him, and who were ready to you know give him money for his startup. So all these things made him establish his business. So he actually came with his own brand, that is Vimal. Okay, and Vimal meaning is pure, that means it has quality. So that is how he built, and then of course he built the established refineries, which we know what is, and then how he built all the all his, you can say, Reliance Industries. We have so many things now. So there was a poll which was conducted by the Times of India in 2000, which has voted him the greatest creator of wealth in the century, right? So then now latest we have Reliance Geo, which came into, so many things are there. So this is a story of an true story of an entrepreneur who actually started off with nothing, but with his vision and with his hard work, he is able to now inspire people, and there are so many people who are working under his name, right? So this is one story. Which is the second person you can you make out? So maybe I should ask, have you watched the series Girl Boss on Netflix? Anyone? Have you watched this series Girl Boss on Netflix? So this is Sofia Amorazzo. Okay, she is also you can say she is also an entrepreneur who became entrepreneur by just sheer chance. So she was someone who had a very difficult childhood. She did not have her parents were divorced, so she did not have a place to stay. She used to roam around here and there. At the age of 17, she used to be working in a bookstores or any shop, and she was she used to go found herself in dumpster diving, they say. So that means she used to search for anything which is there present in the dump, any food which is remaining there. So she used to search for food from there. Now what happened is so uh, in US, they have some of the missionaries, they come and they sell clothes for very cheap rate for poor people. So one day what she did, she bought a leather jacket from a store, army store. Those army people, they sell jackets for less price. So she bought maybe for $18, she bought a leather jacket now, and she wore it, and she posed herself as a model, and she created a page on MySpace by the name Nasty Gal. So and she post that picture to sell the jacket, and imagine, can you imagine on what rate that jacket got sold? Anyone? So she had bought that for $18. She wore it and posted it as a model, and she said that this jacket is on sale. And she posted, she created a page on MySpace, okay, something like Facebook, which was there that time, and by the name Nasty Girl. And it was sold for a price. Can you tell me what was the price? I mean, you can just uh, guess what could be the price on which she must have sold that jacket. Anyone? So she had purchased it for $18. What do you think? $100? Maybe. Okay. Anyone else? $50? Okay. Anyone? You can give a guess. This is very less, huh? Natasha, $100 is too less. Nigel, 50 तो बहुत ही less है. So you imagine how much it must be. Any other guess? Anyone wants to make a guess? 1,000. Very nice. So Srihari is bang on. $1,000. So she sold that jacket which she had bought in $18 for $1,000. Okay, and this was the start of her entrepreneurial journey. or a business venture was born out of this. Okay. So what she did, so she started off this, so she repeated this process. What she went to the army store, and there again she bought something, and then sold again at MySpace. So what was happening, with this time, her fan following started increasing. People, so she actually formed a formal company which was called as Nasty Gal at the age of 22, and she quickly started, having a lot of following. So with this, she, was able to create what you can say a brand of vintage clothing. So by 2010, she was like, she expanded her business, and by 2013, when she was 29 years, she was in charge of, you can say, 240 million dollars. That is 1750 crore in the present dollar technology, or more than that. So in 2016, she was named the richest self-made women in the world by Forbes. So this is her journey, but her journey, there is something to learn from her also. What do you think? You know, how is it possible? It was a sheer chance. She, got something, she sold, but she had an eye for this vintage clothing, and soon she started her own clothing lineup. And of course, and she used to never, sell anything on discounts. That was the beauty of her, you can say, clothing range, that people used to, uh, it was said that, top 10% of the customers, they used to visit the site more than 100 times a month. And most of her inventory was getting sold at, you know uh, full price. She was not offering any discounts, anything, but still people were buying. So that was, her journey. But of course, after that, she started deviating. She started nurturing into a lot many things, and her focus shifted from her vintage clothing business to something else, and then she became bankrupt also. So this is a story to learn from. So as I said, that, you may get something from your forefathers, you may get something by chance also, but if you are not able to manage it, if you are not able to, keep up with it, then it is very possible, it is possibility that you are going to lose. So she was bankrupt because she shifted her focus from, her business to something else, and she thought that she could manage everything. She did not keep any, managers or employees who were there. So if you remember Facebook, okay, the Facebook person, CEO, that is Mark Zuckerberg. He has told that you will, as soon as he launched Facebook, he was a chief operating officer, but he has kept a committee, a team, which would be taking care of all that is happening, because of which Facebook is growing like that. And they have told that, we have to have, keep on thinking. He told that, people will kill, or we have to devise such things which will kill us. That means we have to always be ahead of what we are making. So every time we have to innovate, and we have to uh, add something new to it, then only we will be able to survive. So this is the so on, if you don't, if you want to know more about Sofia Amorazzo, there is a movie, there is a series on Netflix. I think you can watch that, by the name Girl Boss. Okay, it is a comedy series, and it is inspired by Sofia Amorazzo. So you can watch that movie, and you will know how her journey was. So these are the two entrepreneurial stories which are there. So of course we will have more such stories to listen to. So there are a lot of people who are there, but I just discussed these two. Fine. Now I would like, And see, the biggest difficulty with this innovation or anything new which is happening is the resistance to change. Okay, it is very difficult. You see, you will have an idea, you will tell it to your friend, or you will tell it to your parents or someone close to you, but they may laugh off. They may say, "Oh, this is not going to happen. What you're thinking? Is it aisa ho hi nahi sakta? Is it not? It is not possible." So there is always, resistance to change which is there, and that is the biggest villain, I should say, in or for innovation. So that is the biggest problem. For example, Tata, now we have Tata cars coming up. So when Tata, when he told that we should collaborate with a team for making cars, people laughed off with that idea. They said ki, how is it possible? Okay, but then he came with an Indian car. He wanted to make an Indian car, and people said it's not possible. But he came up with that idea. He, with devotion, he worked on it, and Indica came. And now you see where Tata Motors is. So they are manufacturing so many cars. Similarly, Maruti, if you see, Maruti also started with this idea. Thing, to their employees, they used to say that give idea every time you have anything, just keep on giving ideas. And maybe they got 1,000 bad ideas, but out of that they got 10 good ideas which they utilize. And now you see Maruti, I think every month it is manufacturing so many cars, and every year it is selling millions of cars. So this is how a particular business grows. Okay, so that is one thing. So now I would like to ask you one thing, which you can answer, and then I think we may stop. I'll show you that video also. Yeah. So can you tell me one thing, one change that you have embraced in the last 1 or 2 years? Any change that you were able to embrace? Initially you had some resistance, maybe you had resistance for that change, but then you accepted and you embraced it, and it was found useful for you. Anyone? Any such? Online classes, yes. So online classes, initially everyone, I think, was having a resistance towards it. But Natasha, can you tell me how you have embraced it, and how you're finding it? I mean, how you're finding it now? Now you can please speak up. At least I'll hear something from you. I will also like. Yeah, Natasha, you are not having mic issues, right?
No, ma'am.
Yes, Natasha. Then good to hear from you. Now tell me.
Now I'm comfortable with online class. First, I had issues like I liked in-person class,
Right,
but now I feel online class is better. Like you can manage many things also together.
right. Anyone else? Now you can speak, please. Wearing a mask. Cannot remember. Okay, wearing a mask, right? It was, there was. So if you see in mask also, see, a lot of things have happened. So mask, if it was not developed, or it was not initially mask was made. So suppose you just imagine mask was made, there would always be resistance to mask, or people must be laughing, saying, what is the use of a mask? Who will wear a mask? But now you can see, wearing a mask has become like a normal norm. So we are wearing it. So not a problem. Okay, good. So now can you tell me some of your favorite innovations? All of you can tell some of your favorite or any one of your favorite innovation. Any innovation which is your favorite, which you like.
लिप्टन दार्जिलिंग टी इसकी लंबी पत्तियों में है बेहतरीन स्वाद तो इसमें शुगर डालने की क्यों जरूरत।
Zoom Meet app, since we use it daily, yes, right. So that is one of the, see, the time, this Zoom, Google Meet, they, people have developed it. Okay, they must have had something in mind. That time people must have told them, what is this? Who will use this? It is of no use. But see, what is the situation now? We cannot, work without all these apps. So this is, so this would come under product, process, customer experience, or business model. Which type? Right, crypto, NFT. So many things which are there. Fine. Now I will. This is the last thing which. So here you have to tell me. This is a movie scene. Uh, so tell me why I'm showing you this. I have shown you this scene for what? Okay. And with that we will end. All of you must have watched this movie already. Uh, mm,
राजू ऐसा स्मेल तो साला रैंच ही बना सकता है कहाँ।
okay. So why do you think I have shown you this video? Different innovations, right? So what was the different innovation which was there? But could I call it a innovation? So what you saw actually was,
कोई क्रीचर्स चल ए यहाँ से मत करो यू वांट मार हाँ।
so the scooter which was shown there, on which actually Kareena Kapoor comes and meets Amir Khan. Okay, that scooter is a, you can say, a invention. It is made by, Sheikh Jahangir, a Indian carpenter who made this scooter turned floor mill. Okay, which is used to grind the wheat which is there. So it is actually, it is a invention which this person made. But in order to make it a innovation, it was not, maybe if it would have been commercialized, it would have been used, it would have created an impact. So that is what, there is a difference between invention and innovation. So that is what I wanted to uh, show you. So this is how, so if, he must, if he would have given or commercialized it, he would have generated an impact out of it. So that is, you can say, difference between innovation and invention. So I could call this scooter turn floor mill as a invention only. And any innovation where you have played a role? Anyone? Is there any innovation where you have played a role? Anyone? Any innovation which you were a part of, you can think of anything, or you had a role to play? So maybe all of us are part of innovations, yes or no? Am I right in saying that all of us are part of innovations? Because when I use a particular innovation, I'm a part of it. I'm uh, any in some way contributing to that innovation which was made. So in that way, all of us are part of innovation. So with this, I will end the session. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Now can you just turn on your camera so that I can take a quick photograph? So can we all turn on our cameras for a quick photograph? Is it possible? Is it possible? So all of you are shying away from turning on your cameras, right? Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much for joining today.